You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Toast of the Town with Christy and Mel. But we are without Christy today. She's under the weather, and so we have in a guest host with me, Mel, and that is
Morning.
somebody you're all familiar with, our local favorite lumberjack. So we have a Bearcat lumberjack brawl in the plans for today. Brian Dawson,
Morning.
how are you?
Better than I deserve.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is most times the case.
Most
Most days, right?
Most days.
Most days I wake up, that's the case.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have a lot to talk about today.
We do.
We do. And we're going to kind of mix things up a little bit. I'm having trouble finding my calendar. So we're gonna put off talking about all of our events for a few minutes. But Dick tells me we are live on Facebook, and I'm looking for that just because I like...
To look at yourself?
Yeah,
on
that's
camera?
it. I do. On camera. Listen to you.
I'll just leave that there.
Yeah, I know. I knew you would. Anyway, and there we are. So, okay, y'all go ahead and log in and talk to us online, please. We would love that.
So what's been going on in the world of mail?
Well, nothing. I'm in a great mood. I've been in a great mood.
Yes?
Lots of work.
Which is a change. We're all happy that you've been in a great
I know. It has been. I had a talk with myself and just reminded myself that everything was okay.
Up until about 2 weeks ago, everybody was running through downtown Conroe with their tails between their legs.
Exactly, because Mel was not in a good mood.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, Mel was the proverbial rocking chair running through Conroe.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Anyway, but that has all changed, and I'm in a good mood. Life is good, and I just had to remember
Montgomery
that.
County can rest easy. Mel's in a good mood.
Exactly.
Just beware, it can turn on a whim.
And no.
Just like that light went on, it can go off.
No, it can't. Anyway, and that is as a result of realizing that I'm at home working. What could be worse, you know? So anyway, all right. What do you have for us today? What's your workload been like? Have you been?
And work has been nuts. You know, my day job that which it's funny I get. Yeah.
Sorry.
Amateur.
It won't stop.
Amateur. You know, my work. I still get questions by people that have known me for years. They're like, "What actually do you do?"
Yeah.
But
I still get asked what you do.
Right.
And then I go, it's a secret.
I just giggle and like get this really devious look.
Exactly.
If you know, it's too late. But it's impacted by the weather, and you know, we've seen some of it down here, but I don't think we felt it like other parts of the state. And it's finally starting to dry up. The amount of rain, the amount of water. Arkansas is feeling it really bad. Louisiana's feeling it really bad. I was talking to my counterpart yesterday that lives in South Louisiana, and was talking about the flooding and the stress that's being put on the levee system there, and they're having to, basically flood low plot lying areas down there to control because of the pressure that's being put on it. But our northern lakes, Mount Pleasant, Mount Vernon, up there, that I-30 corridor east of Dallas, the sheer amount of water that they received. I actually got a video from one of my customers, I don't know, a week ago. They were working just east of Dallas and had a massive excavator down under a roadway, and were pulled it out, and in a matter of within 15 minutes, the water had gotten so high it would have completely submerged the excavator.
Wow.
I mean, and it was that's how much it was, the epitome of a flash flood. So I don't think people realize what we've seen, not just in that part of the state, but in South Central U.S. and what's going on in Arkansas, and the barges cutting loose and all that good stuff.
So as you know, and I assume the rest of the world does, I live in the
booming metropolis of Dodge, Texas.
Dodge Phelps Metroplex.
Yes.
So anyway, and it rained.
If you don't say it fast enough when you're driving through, it's Dodge Phelps.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, the Father's Day was just horrible. The rain was so hard. I just
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. It just kept on and on and on. And, it was midnight that night and it was still coming down like,
Right.
buckets. Anyway, the next day, there was so much water just all the way around. So that was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday evening, the road, the rock road in front of my house, totally dry. No puddle. Not one single puddle. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Well, a big part of the problem is just the amount of rain that's falling in a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's
true.
it's just been it's been rather interesting to watch. I mean, I know we were looking at some averages in April of this year, doubled the national average for what we typically see.
Really?
Yeah, for Texas at
Guess
least.
I need to pay better attention.
Yeah, so going back to my buddy that works in Louisiana, the bridge, not the Huey P. Long Bridge across the Mississippi, but the only one between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, and I forget which one he told me it was, but it was hit again yesterday by barges. Third time this year it's been hit by barges. What he said, what's been happening is they have so much water coming down the Mississippi, the barges and the ships are losing power, and once they lose power going up the river, there's nothing really to stop them from going downriver.
Yeah.
And he's like, they have it on video this time, and it just trying to, there's tugboats literally racing down the river trying to catch it,
Gosh.
which has got to be like the slowest, most stressful race ever to watch. Because if you've ever lived, I grew up around Port Arthur, which on the Neches River in
Right.
Port Arthur, literally in Port of Beaumont. There's a lot of stuff goes in and out of there, and so tugboats. It was always, as a kid, we used to go to Port Neches Park, and you could watch them.
Watch them, right.
But they didn't. Nothing happened fast. I mean, they're full steam ahead, and
Yeah, they're barely moving. Exactly.
So, like I said, it's probably got to be the slowest, most stressful race to watch.
Yeah, one of those. I can't watch. I got to watch. No, I can't watch. You can make 13
But
decisions.
that's just what's going on here. There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh my God! So I've had like kind of from an evening schedule standpoint, I've had a lax schedule. So I've been home and made the mistake of watching the news. Jeez.
Yeah, you're talking about Washington, D.C. news, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm watching the news.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I have that problem. We are, that's our weak spot.
Last night I just kind of like moved the computer out of the way and just started banging my head against the desk. Just boom, boom, boom.
Exactly. Well, and I think that's part of the problem. And there's one particular group of politicians that just seem to be very fluid at the mouth with stupid things to say, and I get real tired of it real fast. However, they provide entertainment for the rest of us, I suppose.
Oh, that's one way of putting it.
So, are you going to go live in a concentration camp or down there, down south with all our buddies?
I was flabbergasted with that yesterday when I saw that comment. First of all, my first thought was when I saw the video of her comment. I'll be honest, my first thought was, could she get any bigger glasses? I mean, seriously. I mean, but
Yeah.
aside from that, the hypocrisy that comes along with just the analogy alone, had the other side made such a comparison or even alluded to a comparison, we would hear an outcry.
Oh yeah.
As someone put yesterday on Twitter, the internet would melt if the other side were to
That's true.
were
That's very
to
true.
were to make even allude to that comparison. I think it's ignorant. I think it's inflammatory. And what I see, I was thinking about it on the way over here because you and I talked a little while ago, and what I see is this. What I'm concerned about is this movement towards the decriminalization of crime. And it's not. And for people that are wondering, we started this by talking about Washington politics. What I realized, and that's how we started this conversation earlier. What I realized is it's not. And if you look and see what's going on with the DA in Dallas is doing, where, he basically declared that they're not going to prosecute certain crimes.
Right.
They're just going to let them go. Cops can arrest them. They're just going to turn them loose. That and things like theft, things that are inherent to who we are as a people and as a country. Private property rights. I mean, it's kind of a big deal to us, not just Americans, but Texans. You've got what's what's going on with the case down in Harris County, where the guy was just arrested for murder that had just been prosecuted and given a sweetheart deal.
Right.
Were you getting a wrap?
No.
And he was given a sweetheart deal, and he goes out and he commits another crime, takes another life. And what I was saying was inherent to who we are as a people: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, and we're not protecting that.
Well,
I mean, it's one of the most
and
basic
liberty
crimes.
too. So my thoughts along
Not
those.
to get deep today on the.
Yeah, yeah.
We ain't made it halfway through the week.
Anyway, I appreciate that, and I listened to I believe it was Biden's comment response to Trump's rally last night, and what he said was there were several things he said, but the final thing that he said was the not following the letter of the law. You just travel south a few hundred miles from here, several hundred miles from here, and that's letter of the law, and they're not willing to do that party is not willing to do anything about it. So I don't know. I just think that everybody is just over using Uber spin. I mean, it's beyond just spin. I mean,
getting
it's
a
like
ride to spin
lying.
things?
Hush, it's lying is what it is.
No, it's pandering, Mel. It is. It's purely pandering. It's fear mongering. It's, but more importantly, it's a threat to our way of life. It's a threat to our sovereignty. And unfortunately, what I've come to realize, either they're willfully ignorant on the idea and the concept and the philosophy of sovereignty, or they just don't care, or it's they are that. Diabolical. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but what the irony is my work takes me to the border, the Valley, specifically Brownsville, Harlingen, and I'm down there and working. And when all the newscasts were from the one of the holding facilities is in McAllen, one of the regional holding facilities in McAllen, and I had dinner and lunches with clients and stuff down there, and these are people born and raised down there, people whose families date back to prior to the border, basically, and they're just as frustrated because not only are they upset at what's going on and how the whole issue is being handled, surprisingly, from a legal standpoint, saying, look, this is bringing an element here, this is breaking the law, this is not right, but they're also disappointed in how their community down there is being portrayed because the federal government put a holding facility there. They're like, that is one component of our community. There's a disconnect between talking heads that find their way onto TV and what is actually going on and what is actually happening.
Agreed.
What I saw yesterday too was it yesterday or Monday, a report that it's also Eastern Hemisphere countries, people coming across and coming up through Central America because they found documentation. They know what states they're trying to get to because they know who will treat where they can get the best social welfare benefits.
Absolutely.
And Maine was top of the list. Why would you want to move to Maine, though?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
I was a little miserable in the wintertime.
Summers are cold.
Yeah. Actually, so I'm going to name drop here. I had a friend before she passed away a number of years ago who used to talk about Maine because she had a farm in Maine.
Right.
And we were in the cattle business. Anyway, it was Peggy Rockefeller. She's just
Peggy. I remember Peggy.
No, hush, you don't remember Peggy. She was one of those awesome people.
Right.
Anyway, and I said, we've really got to get up to Maine and see. But she said, you don't need to come to Maine. And I said, why? She goes, you've got Texas. You don't need to see Maine. She goes, there's nothing in Maine but snow. She had just come off a hard winter. Anyway, she was pretty critical of it. So it's right. Why would anybody want to go there?
But
Connecticut's right up there with them, and they're pretty liberal too.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Okay.
We are going to take a little break, And when we come back, I'm going to try to get my calendar together here if I can find it in the right place. And we'll go over some of that. And then we'll go back to this because I got some things I want to add. So you guys are listening to Toast of the Town with Christy and Mel. And you can keep following us on Facebook if you're there. You can follow us on 104.5 or 106.1 Conroe's FM. And is that it, Dick? All right. Well, we will see you guys back in just a few minutes.
Health Center Southeast Texas is a federally qualified health center. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and most major private insurances. For our self-pay patients, we have a sliding scale discount program available. Our health centers have qualified providers and staff striving every day to provide the best quality of care to our patients. Services offered are family medicine, behavioral health services, telepsychiatry, and pediatrics. We have 4 area locations. Look up the Health Center Southeast Texas online at hcset.com.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? The Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your question. Get seen on TV or YouTube and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Sponsor your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Melanie with Christy and Mel with Christy and Mel. Taste of the Town with Christy and Mel. See, this is what happens when I
Toast
start.
of the Town.
What did I say?
Taste.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well,
We're going to get a cease and desist letter from the Woodlands Chamber of Commerce.
I know.
So just be careful.
Well, and maybe even
JJ, she's not trying to commandeer your event. She's simply trying to promote it.
Exactly.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Exactly. Anyway, I don't know why that happens. Christy will be glad to know that everything was fine while she was gone. Status quo.
Oh yeah, smooth as butter.
Yeah, right. Anyway, we are back with Toast of the Town and Brian Dawson.
Taste of the Town.
No, it's not.
Toast
Hush. Don't mess me up. Brian Dawson is in with us this morning, and well, actually, it's afternoon, and he is filling in for Christy. And we're just off in La La Land talking about politics, and we could go on all day. The two of us could, but
Which means y'all are stuck listening.
yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
But we got a couple events coming up that I want to mention. Tomorrow night is the
Eagles Tribute Band.
Eagles Tribute Band here at Heritage Park. Anyway, that's tomorrow, so that's Thursday, the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got some other little things going on.
Ooh.
What?
On Saturday. I'm excited about that one. So I'm kind of jumping the gun, I think, on you.
What's
So
that one?
Saturday is the beer release for the.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, that's where I was headed. But
Oh,
anyway,
sorry.
That's okay.
I'll stay in
Just
my
take
lane.
it. No, you just took it away from
Well,
me. Just
I
steal it.
think it's a cool event, and I think it's for several reasons because it's a great cause. Number one, it's supporting our local firefighters.
Yes.
Which lately they seem to be firefighters in general seem to be under attack.
Yes.
And thankfully they're getting a little relief through the legislature. They are getting some added protection for what they do to keep us all safe. But a local business is doing something cool, and the Southern Star Brewery has come up with a special release, and they're having a release party Saturday at their brewery
At noon,
starting at noon.
Yes.
That supports the local firefighters association, and I think that's
And
freaking
it's,
coll.
Local 2731 beer. That's the name of the beer. It's Local 2731.
Local 2731
I
beer.
just think that's awesome.
I do.
Anyway, it's there.
Lloyd, I am intent on drinking my fair share to support you. It's all for you, buddy.
I thought you were just doing this. 'Cause you
Okay,
wanted-
maybe one or two for Bobby too. Okay, I'll get in trouble if I don't.
Yeah,
But
exactly. But I thought you were just doing this so Lloyd would come give you a hug, because if we talk about it, Lloyd's going to come give us a hug, because he's such a nice
well,
guy.
Lloyd does give good hugs, I guess.
So, anyway, so you guys,
Usually gets weird when he's here, and it's getting weird. He's not even
he's
here.
not even here, and it's weird. So you guys all go out to Southern
Star Brewery.
Brewery, right? all of a sudden I was feared I was saying the wrong thing.
It's on Fraser, just north of 3083. Is it still Fraser up there? Or is it 75?
Well, no, it's
Are they
still,
still
it's
considered?
yeah, until you get to the Willis.
Okay.
City
So, yeah.
limits.
Well, look, you have to look for the sign. It's on the west side of Fraser there. If you haven't been out there, don't miss it, because if you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
But if you've never been out there, it's a great place. They have a
back off the road.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got a great place, and it's a great party place, and a great place to have parties, and also a great place to go to parties. So we hope to see you there Saturday, and then also something that we think is worth mentioning is there's an event going on. Speaking of firefighters, we were talking about fire. And they're going to have a relief benefit for all the HFD, the Houston Fire Department employees who were laid off. And it's at Big Texas in Spring on Halsworth Road. And it's June 30th, which is actually a Sunday. But just going on Facebook, there's already a ton of people who are going. And I don't think you'll be alone if you go up there. It's not like you're not going to know anybody there, because the whole town is going to support them.
Well, and a lot of people,
And as we should.
Some people realize, and some people don't, that we have a lot of, not just HFD, but HPD officers that live in Montgomery County.
Absolutely.
That live up here and commute in. And so they're part of our community, so we want to make sure we get down there and support them.
Exactly. Anyway.
Because it's horrible what Sylvester Turner's done to them.
Yes, it really, okay. Thank you very much. It really is horrible. But
Pathetic little man.
he is. And I saw some things, our friend Tish, who is in here occasionally, she had some things on Facebook this weekend. They were news reports from previous years.
I saw that from early mid 80s?
Yeah.
Like going back that far?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were horrible. And I'm really surprised that the city of Houston has not, well, it's Houston, so they're just large and they can't do everything they need to do. But anyway, it's really sad, and it's really sad that the citizens of Houston are going to end up paying the price for this.
There's no doubt. It's unfortunate.
And it's all politics. He did it because he was mad.
It was retaliatory politics.
Yes.
He expected to get his way, and one of the sadder aspects of it is they were a big part of his campaign and him winning mayor in Houston, and for him to not only show them the disrespect for what they do and what they do for the Houston community, but also just to turn his back on those that does this for him. It's pretty. It's sad. It really is. I was actually talking about him the other day, in something completely unrelated. But if you ever want to watch him really get put in his place, and it was like 3 legislature sessions ago, I believe, and I think it's on YouTube if you can find it. But our very own Senator Creighton went toe to toe with him when he was in the House, on the House floor, and it's so funny because Senator Creighton kept he does this thing with his hands. And he kept his cool, and I mean it's heated, and it went on for a while, and he kept his cool, and Turner is just
he's beside himself.
Just beside himself, getting lapped there on the House floor. And so if you ever get bored and you can't sleep, that's a great YouTube video to watch.
Now I have to go find it.
Do find it.
I have to find it. I have to. Anyway, so you guys want to go out to Big Texas in Spring, Sunday, June 30th. It's from 12 to 5, noon to 5. So you don't even have an excuse.
Nope.
Even have an excuse. So we will see you guys there. And
nothing like leaving church and going straight to the honky tonk.
Exactly.
To support the firefighters.
The firefighters. It's kind of like, the beer.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, my gosh, the people that are going to this, there are a ton of people from all over.
I mean, you can see it, Mel. So,
well, just if I said first names, it wouldn't benefit. If I said Claudia, everybody would know who I was talking about. Okay, so we were talking about politics a while ago.
Yeah, we were.
And we were talking about the silly things that some of them say. And what I got a kick out of most this morning was Schumer,
Mm-hmm.
and
Pelosi,
no, no,
use your words, Mel.
I'm sorry.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about somebody. Somebody was in the House, I believe. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was Schumer and somebody, but Schumer's the one that really got to me, and it is a picky, ridiculous argument. All of it is ridiculous. All of it is there's no point to any of it. They are not accomplishing anything. They're not doing anything, and I just have to wonder if any of it bothers them. The quality of individual or character.
No, because their goal is purely to win the presidency, and so
But they're in Congress.
I understand, but that's what they don't care that they're grinding everything to a halt. They don't care that they're not accomplishing anything. They don't care that that they're failing miserably at their job, and the people that they're sent there to represent. What they care about is winning the presidency, because they can't get anything done unless they can't do what they ultimately want to do if they do not if they don't have the presidency.
Okay.
And right now they have the House, they don't have the Senate. For all the negative that can be said about Mitch McConnell, one of the things that he's accomplishing that doesn't really get talked about right now, but I think will be ultimately be his lasting legacy, is the amount of federal judges he's seating through the judicial and getting through. For those that don't know and don't pay attention, like us geeks, political geeks,
Yes.
We've had vast vacancies on federal benches across the country at all levels, and he has really using Schumer's misstep years ago to change the Senate rules against him to fill those vacancies, and I don't want to say stack, but fill them, and those are life appointments,
Right.
just like the Supreme Court, and right now with the Democrats wanting to fight whatever they don't like, they want to fight it in court. They want to take it to court. Well, that may come back to bite them now, because the courts, they kept the courts vacant, which was funneling the cases to very few courts. And now that's changing. Those courts are being filled. They're being filled, and that's typically like a 20 to 30 year swing on those once you fill those seats, because that's how long they sit there.
And I get and all of that is, I mean, that's strategy, and that is your long suit. I know this because I've worked with you for years. But that I hadn't really thought about that from that perspective. That was that it could come back to bite him. But the things that bother me most are when they say things, and we'll turn this into local, I'm quite sure. But when they stand up and talk about ethics and really having the moral high ground, that they walk on the moral high ground with ethics, it makes me crazy. It absolutely makes me crazy. And nothing makes me more furious, and this is local too, than local elected officials beating the drum for, because we've had a lot of that lately.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of it, all the different ones.
Oh, I mean, going back to the last campaign cycle, it was a major component
Sure.
of the rhetoric at all levels of local of the election cycle. The thing about ethics is, and morals, and faith. To be honest with you, is talk sheep. I mean, Dad. It's kind of the thing Dad beat into me. That was his action, was to beat it into us. Hi, Dad. Sorry. Dang, I forget he's on Facebook. But it's one thing to walk around beating your chest. It's one thing, it's I don't want to say it's shallow, but it's empty.
Yes.
I mean, unfortunately, we've gotten to a point in society where words are hollow. if not backed up with action.
And which is terribly sad in my opinion.
It is.
Because these people have the opportunity right here. They were just elected or have in recent years have been elected.
Everyone has the opportunity to establish a bar, not just for themselves, but holding themselves to their own personal bar, and holding those around them up to that standard, to their own personal standard.
Right.
But words aren't enough anymore. Unfortunately, the days of word being someone's bond is gone, and actions, no matter how simple or innocent they may have been at the time, can erase millions of words.
So here's my question to you, Mr. Strategist. Oh, and I didn't even warn you about this if this was coming.
Oh boy.
So let's say we have 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, elected officials in Montgomery County, and they have not upheld the standard ethics. I'm not saying anybody has to stand up and go way above and beyond to prove every point.
Right.
Okay. How do you fix that? How do you as somebody, how do you come up with a program to encourage people to fix themselves? I mean, I'm not talking about punishing them. I'm not talking about, how do you encourage people to shut their mouths and fix themselves?
Well, I mean, it's just like anything else. You can't. People aren't going to fix themselves if they don't acknowledge that there's an issue. And probably we live in a day and age in society where self-righteous arrogance is the prescription of the day. So fixing it, I don't know. I mean, it takes someone stepping up and leading by example. There's no other way to, in my opinion, that it'll actually get fixed is for some time for someone to step up and lead by example. We need that leadership. I think that starts at the local level, whether we need it at the federal level or not. I think it starts because because you've got to get the people on board, because ultimately the biggest check on that balance is going to be at the ballot box. And if we don't engage people on what's actually going on and keep them informed on facts of what is actually going on, not perception, not propaganda, but what is actually happening and how it is negatively impacting them, we're not gonna. And so that's why political engagement is so important, even for those that detest politics. It's not that you have to go be engaged in a conversation every day about it like we like to be. Yeah. But you have to be engaged at least to be informed, to go make an informed decision.
Sure. Okay, we are going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back because I've got a thought for you. And please stay with us. We are on 104.5 and 106.1 Conroe's FM. And, of course, we're always on Facebook. So y'all stay with us, and we'll be back in just a minute.
What can the Better Living for Texans program do for you? You can learn how to increase your consumption of fruits and vegetables, choose foods that are relatively inexpensive and good to eat, make your food dollars last longer, prepare quick, nutritious meals, help your children learn how to eat healthier snacks, and much more. Our program is committed to helping people like you improve your health through providing research-based nutrition education in a friendly, cost-free, and relaxed environment. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
This is Rick, TRC. Every Tuesday on my show, Afternoons with Lone Star from 3 to 7, I play back-to-back classic rock hits. That's right. I like to call it a 2 for Tuesday or a 3 for whatever it is you'd like. Call the request line 936-647-3776 or message me on Facebook, Afternoons with Lone Star, make a music request. That's right, you can do it. Here's what else. Go over to our website, irlonestar.com. Get the app on your phone. It's easy. You'll like it.
Welcome back, everybody, to Toast of the Town with Christy and Mel. I can't even get it straight when I'm just sitting here with nothing to do. Anyway, this is Mel, and Christy is out today, and I'm here with Brian Dawson, who is filling in for her, and we are just on a political rant. So we're going to shift gears just a little bit and talk about some of the events, more events coming up. We have, of course, after the June 30th event, we have the 4th of July parade. Where is that? That's not here local, I don't think.
Well, there's a 4th of July parade.
United We Stand.
There's one in the Woodlands.
In the Woodlands. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So United We Stand and hosted by South County 4th of July parade. Okay. Anyway, it's at Market Street. So you guys, if you're interested in that, get out there and join them. It's from about 9 to 11 on Thursday, July 4th. And then on Saturday.
Oh,
Don't
forget your co-host. Don't forget her event. Burn Your Buns, the bike ride.
Gosh, it's not on my list.
You have a partner, and
I know.
I mean, this is sad.
I know. She's listening too. Thank you.
I know. I mean, listen. That's why I did it subtly. I didn't want her to find out.
Yeah. I
So
know.
that's why I mentioned it subtly. That you threw your partner under the bus and forgot her event while she's ill and under the weather.
I know. Yeah.
She won't find it. It'll be all right.
It'll be all right.
We were subtle. It was good.
Yeah. Anyway, so Christy, it's Bridgewood Farms. You guys are all familiar with Bridgewood Farms. They have a great service for adult and teenage kids with intellectual challenges, disabilities. And it's one of the oldest nonprofit in Montgomery County. So anyway, they have traditionally a Burn Your Buns bike ride from early in the morning until noon on July 4th. Anyway, I do not have information, but if you guys will let Moxie Innovative know, that's us, we will certainly get some information to you. In fact, we will post information on the Moxie website.
7 a.m. to 12.
Yeah.
It's the 16th annual. I know there are 20, 31, and 62-mile routes for all ages.
Right.
So we'll make sure and get the Facebook event shared to the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. And then after that, oh my gosh, then on the 6th, we have the 9th annual, speaking of Lloyd Sandifer, we have the 9th annual Fire Up the Bands event, and it's going to be, again, at Pacific Yard House. Awesome event. We had so much fun last year. It was crazy. It was just fun. That was, oh my gosh.
What I can remember.
No, I remember all of it. That's where, yeah. Don't worry about him. He's my enforcer.
Oh,
So, okay. So Fire Up the Band, and it's the 9th annual one. And oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. You left your lung out there.
Yeah, it's fine. Didn't need it. I got another one.
I got another one. Anyway, so it's a Pacific Yard House, and it starts at 4 p.m. to 11:30. It's just awesome. And you guys go to Facebook and look up Fire Up the Bands, and you'll find it. Tickets are for sale on site. Online. And then, what else did I say? Also on the 6th, we have the Freedom Fest parade in Montgomery. So that's what I was seeing. I was getting those two parades mixed up. One's on the 4th, one's on the 6th. Anyway, in the historic district in Montgomery. So that's good stuff. Lots of fun. From 8 to 3 p.m. Obviously, they're going to have other events besides the parade. And then, what do we have? We have, yes. Well, there's the July Harvest Wine Trail. That's Texas Bluebonnet Wine Trail, the Harvest Trail. Anyway, don't know that I have a lot of information on that. I don't. It's at noon on July the 6th. So
excellent.
Then one more thing here. We have on July the 20th, the Racking Up Dollars for Scholars bowling tournament.
Yep.
And that is the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, Houston Metro Go Texan Committee, Conroe Willis, the
I
Woodlands.
know those guys.
Yeah, you're kind of one of those guys.
I am one of those guys.
Yeah.
No, that's so we moved one of our events to the summer, and it's a bowling tournament. Second year for the bowling tournament.
I know. Last year was great. It was lots of fun.
No, it is. It's a great event. Normally our events are outside, so this is an inside event.
Yes, air
So
conditioning.
we're taking teams of bowlers. You can sponsor a lane. There's other underwriter opportunities as well.
Right.
So if you'd like to participate, if you'd like to bowl, let us know. We'd love to have teams. I know.
Okay. Well, you don't want me on the team.
I like to bowl.
Oh yeah. I
How much
forgot.
is it?
That's a great question, Dick. And
Oh.
thanks for putting me on the spot because I don't have it in front
If
of me.
you want me to
It's
bowl, I
100
got to
no,
know.
no, teams of 6 are $180.
Okay.
Yeah.
Individual bowlers are $30, and lane underwriters are $100. So if you just want to sponsor a
Yeah,
lane,
so
but
you
you're
can
not
for
gonna
so
get
for
me.
$280 you could get your radio station on a lane and get a team.
What
Of
do-
6.
and is there cash prizes or anything like that?
We can't no, but you get really nice trophies.
Oh.
We can't give cash prizes
However-
because it's all the money goes to charity. So
Okay.
technically, it's a tax write-off. Just
Well, I understand that.
So here's the thing.
Well, you're dealing with bowlers. You got to give some money back.
So-
They like gambling.
Okay.
well, I'm sure that side bets would be overlooked. I'm probably going to get crucified for saying this, but
awards for
Side action.
first through third place teams plus the most creative team theme. You could all go as radio geeks or something, radio heads.
historic DJs.
Well, I know he's really into women with big glasses, so I think that will
He
help,
is.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Will that
he is.
help?
Yeah, it'll help. That'll help.
See, it was better than calling her horse face.
Well, oh, that was kind of ugly. So, individual
It was
bowlers.
kind of ugly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah,
I was,
that was
'cause I was
pretty
going
ugly.
for it was intended to be ugly, but
So, individual bowlers are $30, and registration includes
How many games is it?
3 games, and your shoes are included.
I already have shoes. I'm good.
come on, Dick,
Good
you know
there.
you want to.
Well, no, I really do. I'm trying to think of 5 other people that would want to come and be competitive in it because I'm a competitive person. So,
Yeah, we've got that about you.
so you get 3 games. Is it just like, is there handicaps or is it just scratch bowling? Is it
Scratch bowling, I think.
scratch bowling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to be there.
You've got to be there.
Yeah, I've got to take pictures of all this. If we're gonna put teams together and get everybody out there, we should do that. We should really have a good time with this
We absolutely should.
and get a bunch of teams together. And
Would they? Absolutely.
anyway, so.
Need some ringers though. I suck.
Well, I didn't say I was going to participate. I'm just going to stand back and take pictures.
No.
Y'all don't want me participating. I bend over, use both hands, and it ends up in the gutter every time. And I'm really good with eye-to-hand coordination. I'm really good with eye-to-hand coordination. It's just not good for bowling or golf. But it's good with shooting. So don't make a smart aleck remark, okay? Because I'm a good target shot. Okay, so that's all we have about that
No.
event. What? Go ahead.
But there's another event tonight, of epic proportion. I'm surprised you're not giddy about it as I am.
What's that?
Yellowstone season 2 premieres today.
I know. And it's so funny because I've never been a Kevin Costner fan.
You like that
and I
trash
just-
show?
Oh,
Dick,
you're
Dick,
just
Dick.
look at him winking. He's just
Dick,
trying- Dick.
if you watched the show
I watched
and you knew
it.
my
There's
and you
too
knew
much sex and cursing in it.
and you knew my affinity for Rip, you wouldn't say things like that because
Too much sex and cursing, unnecessary. A lot of it's unnecessary.
listen,
Can you imagine?
any lady that
Can
will
you
take
imagine the actress's interview with the daughter who plays the daughter? It's like, so what do you want me to do for this role? We just want you to get naked and act slutty. And they're like, for the first season, it's all you're doing. It's all you're doing. Every scene
she was
you're
also
in,
very ingenuitive. She used the heating element to heat a cattle trough because she needed a hot tub.
in front of all the people working on the ranch. So
Okay, she wasn't my favorite person on the show. So
She's a
I don't
Brit.
really care.
Did you know that?
Yeah, she's
well, that
British.
doesn't exclude her from.
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying that she covers the
I
accent
just
well.
think the writing's pretty poor, even though that. What's his name? Terry Shinden wrote it. The guys.
I don't know.
He's a
who
pretty
wrote-
big writer. I'm trying to think what he's like. Hell Over High Water, and
Yeah.
he's done like 6 other great cowboy films. I'm a huge cowboy film or Western person, but
And you
So
don't,
you don't
and
like-
like
show,
you don't
no,
like
man. I don't.
Yellowstone?
I think a lot of that when they use a lot of that, like her character was completely
Yeah, she was.
useless.
She was.
All it was like we need someone to spice up the show.
Well,
and,
they
and
need,
bring a little sexual attention to everybody, even like the brothers. Like,
But
why are
see,
you naked?
but,
Why am I
but see,
here?
I don't think it's. I get why you say that. I don't deny it. I think that they need that vicious. They needed a vicious character for where the show's going, and she.
I can't tell what's going to happen this year though, because I'm going to bail you out here.
Yeah.
I can't tell what's going to happen this year. I mean, like I've watched the trailer like a dozen times,
Well,
and
so
I can't
what-
tell who's doing what. I'm like,
I
this.
have watched probably every, release of video on Facebook and YouTube, and best I can tell is the bad guy from the remake of Walking Tall. I can't remember his name.
Kevin Sorbo?
Yes, he has a brother.
You don't know who Kevin Sorbo is?
I don't know Kevin Sorbo's name. I know who
Have
he
you
is.
ever
I
seen
just called him.
Hercules?
Yeah, that's right. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But evidently, he shows up and ends up being the antagonist of both the tribe and of Yellowstone of the ranch.
Yeah.
So you end up going from a 2-way fight to a 3-way fight, which just makes it an all-out brawl.
So don't you think it's interesting that somebody who's not going to watch it, who hasn't paid attention to what's going
Kevin
on,
Sorbo isn't in Yellowstone, by the way.
who is it?
It's the guy who's in Saving Private Ryan, and I'll look up the actor's name for you. It's not him. I know you're talking about. I think he is in the remake, but he plays the bad guy in the remake.
Of Walking Tall?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it said.
but it's not. It's not Kevin Sorbo. Kevin Sorbo is the good guy.
So anyway. back to where I
Oh,
was.
yeah, no. The Rock was the good guy in the remake.
There's another remake.
Really?
Kevin Sorbo's in the sequel of the remake of the remake. Gotta get with your Walking Tall.
Okay,
lineage.
speaking of that, Dick. Okay, so this is now the Dick and Brian show. So the other night I couldn't sleep, and I'm laying on the couch flipping through Netflix. Did you know? And this goes to your comment earlier
All right.
about the gratuitous foul language in Yellowstone and why you don't like it. I felt the same way the other night. There is a Dukes of Hazzard movie on Netflix called The Dukes of Hazzard: The Beginning,
Okay.
which starts with how the Duke boys came
Okay.
to Hazard County. And that was my feeling too, is that, growing up on the TV show, it was, just good natured, breaking the law fun. They didn't have to cuss to do it. And there was some pretty foul language in it. And it just didn't seem, to be fitting of Dukes of Hazzard.
Well, I think
but the
Yellowstone
movie was horrible.
definitely. I bet the Yellowstone definitely had a producer going, "We need to spice this up."
Well, and cable TV has followed the trend of trying to stretch stretch the envelope, and I think Paramount needed, they took over. It's the old Spike TV, and they needed to do something or thought they needed, and I don't think they did. I think they could take out a lot of the language, and it would be just fine. The show, I think, is well written. It's got a good story. It's got a good plot. It keeps you guessing. It's got everything it needs. It doesn't need.
Yeah. I agree.
It didn't bring anything
His
to
name
it.
is Neil McDonough.
I'm
the actor's
clueless.
name.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay. So let's move on. We're through
sure?
talking about yeah.
Team Rip.
Yeah. No. Oh God, no. I'm still Team Costner, and I don't even know why. I mean, I've watched his movies for years, and I've never had a thing for him. I saw him in Yellowstone, and I was like, oh my, oh. Yeah.
And you should
y'all-
watch Open Range
Why?
because he's
He's in.
pretty
Open
cool in that one too.
House. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just think it's.
Oh, but it is when he shoots that dude in that first shot of the final gunfight.
Yeah.
He just walks up to him and says, "You
You're
the one that killed my friend."
yeah, it's a great.
I
scene.
did, and I liked it. Boom. Well, that's all about that.
Okay, so we're gonna get back to our calendar here, and
I watched Dances with Wolves this weekend. I hadn't seen it in a long time.
I've seen that one several
You're probably
times.
still watching it.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Actually, I
do
ran up here for the second intermission.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that movie, I was thinking the guy who wrote it, directed it, and he hasn't done anything really since. And I go, can you imagine approaching Kevin Costner and go, hey, do you want to hang out for like 2 months, just you and me and a dog? And we film you doing stuff with the dog. Is that cool? And he's like, yeah, am I going to get an Oscar for it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that's the inspiration for Castaway?
Well, again, that's another conversation. It's like, hey, you want to go to the beach with me, hang out with a volleyball? You want to do it?
Not say anything for 40 minutes.
Like,
We'll just film the sound of the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's crazy. Okay, moving on. So moving on to August, we have on August 24th, we have the duck race.
Yeah.
Community Assistance Center. You know, they were on here not too long ago, and they do awesome work. Anyway, from 6:30 to 8:30 on the 24th in the Woodlands, at the Rob Fleming Aquatic Center. Anyway, that is the 12th annual duck race. And then,
You know what else is the 24th of August?
what's that?
I am stoked.
What is it?
I know, I just used the word stoked on the radio. It's just so embarrassing.
You should be embarrassed. Yeah.
So the Sounds of Texas Music Series is bringing the Yellow House Revisited Tour to downtown Conroe, which, if you're a fan of Red Dirt country music, it's Jason Boland, Cody Canada, and Mike McClure. They're going to be acoustic, live at
Yeah.
Pacific Yard House
I know.
that night. You don't know.
I
you
do
think
know.
you know, but you have no idea.
I do know.
When you've been doing this as long as I have, Mel,
Don't take my words away from me.
I will take them and I will use them to beat you with them. But I'm really looking forward to it. These are guys that I
So
started
who
following.
did all the graphics for that?
Who did all the graphics for that? Your partner.
Okay. Alrighty. So anyway, also on the 24th, we have Montgomery Texas Flag Celebration.
I don't feel like you gave the concert the credit it needs. I need a
Okay,
little more
I'm trying to
detail.
get through the list here because I finally found all my calendar stuff. Anyway, so the Yellow House Revisited, huge deal. The Fab Five is going to be at Cedar Lodge on July 20th. I missed that one a while ago. And then the annual Chairman's Ball, 41st annual Chairman's Ball of the Woodlands Chamber of Commerce. 41st annual? Really? Really? The Woodlands Chamber has been around that long? See, yeah, I guess so.
You're older than me.
Yeah, well, we don't care. So the Chairman's Ball is on August the 17th. Sundance Head will be at Main Street on Saturday, August 24th. And then the North Shore Republican Women are hosting a United We Stand golf tournament. Where is that? Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Weiskopf course in Bentwater.
Okay.
So anyway, that will be a big thing of fun. So Monday.
Big shindig.
Yes, it will. Big thing of fun, So that's on a Monday. And then, of course, we have, there was one more thing. Oh, I remember what it is. Downtown Conroe, Main Street, we have a steak and chili cook-off. First thing. That's first. And then on
They can do it this year?
Friday, I believe so. That's the plan.
Okay.
Then on Friday, the 11th, and Saturday, the 12th, and I guess Sunday, the 13th, we have the 30th anniversary.
30th annual.
30th anniversary.
30th annual.
What's the difference? Okay, so anyway, of the Conroe Catfish Festival.
Conroe Cajun Catfish Festival.
Okay, you know what? You're really irritating me.
Dude, they just announced the lineup for that show,
Yeah,
and it's killer.
I know. So you want to tell me who's in it? I know.
Well, on Friday night, it's Randall King and Mike Ryan, and I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of Mike Ryan.
Well, I love Randall King.
Randall. So I'll be honest, I was not a big Randall King fan until he played
last year.
Until he played festival last year,
Yeah.
and saw him live. And first of all, he is a super humble guy.
Yeah.
And that was a blast. So looking forward to having him back and headlining that. Mike Ryan's killing it, especially with his song right now on the other side of the radio. But then for 30th annual on Saturday night, headlining it is, and I'm stoked about this. Used it again, team. Pat Green and Kevin Fowler.
Yeah.
Which and JB and the Moonshine Band,
Yeah.
which is going to be an amazing Saturday night in downtown Conroe. So you're not going to want to miss it. I know you can get, when tickets go on sale, you can get them at friendsofconroe.com. Don't forget.
Yes, absolutely.
You're going to want to get them
Anyway,
online, so you don't have to
and
wait in lines at the gate.
It's the 30th anniversary, by the way.
30th annual.
It's the 30th anniversary. So we are going to sign out here pretty quick, but we want to do several things. First, we want to thank you guys for tuning in and putting up with us today in all of our talk about politics. It's our weakness. And join us again next week when Miss Christie will be back. She is the She is the rock solid
So
anchor of this show.
when
That's
she's
our
gone, we
bad.
talk politics, and when you're gone, her and I talk sports. So you can't be gone unless it's football season. Basically, is what we.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, whatever. Okay. Nobody cares.
Here's the email.
Thank you, guys. Toast. Thank you. Y'all have a great weekend, great day, and then have a good weekend.
Thanks for checking out this show on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. This show is owned and produced by Lone Star Community Radio and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. For more information about the show, to be a guest, or to sponsor, just contact the studio at 936-647-3776 to leave a message, or email us at lscrstudios@gmail.com.